So we're lying over the block, lower block right between the shoulder blades on the second level, and the highest block under the head, the highest level of your block under the head. And optional, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall open, and allow your arms to rest out to your sides with the palms facing up. Let's just notice our body on the floor, the feeling of gravity. Awareness moving through the body and getting a sense now of your state, your physical state, your mental state, your emotional state, your overall energetic state. Toward the end of the day, you may be feeling physical tension, you may be feeling tired, fatigue. Just notice without judgment. And then begin to deepen your breath. Next time you take a deep breath in, let it fill your belly, let your lungs fill up, let your upper lungs fill up. And then at the top, take a little bit more air in. And then open the mouth and sigh it out. Do that 2 more times. Big breath in. Belly, chest, excuse me, upper chest. Another little breath in. Open the mouth, side out. And do a total of 3 times. And now just rest. Feeling the breath in and out. And then we're going to very slowly and in a fluid and relaxed way, make our way off the block and then onto all fours, table position. Here in table position, we'll start with a very small cat and cow. Starting without even feeling any resistance or any deep stretch at all. Just getting the movement going here in the spine. Being very gentle with the spine. And then we'll start to take it in circles. Go clockwise with the hips, reaching over the wrist and then back toward the heels with the hips. Just really tuning into the sensations that you feel and that move and change as you move. And then go the other way. Being gentle with your knees, noticing if there's discomfort there, and making any adjustments you need to make so that there's no pain or discomfort in the knees and in the wrists. And then we'll come to stillness. right here in table, and we'll stretch out the left leg with the toes on the floor. Reach the right arm forward, and then very slowly lift the left toes off the floor and find some steadiness here, keeping the body still in this balanced beam-like pose. You may want to flex and then point the toes a couple of times. And then optional, take the knee and the elbow in toward each other and tap them and then stretch it back out. This is a slow movement. And the challenge here is to keep every part of the body still except for the arm and leg that are moving. So that would include the shoulders and the hips and the ribs. They're staying as still as possible. And then release the hand down and the knee down. Then take a little wag of the tailbone side to side. And then stretching the right leg out behind you. Toes are on the floor. Reach the left arm forward. And then maybe lift up the toes. Press the heel away behind you. Stretch the fingertips forward. Firm up the lower abdominals where those muscles you use when you cough or laugh. Firm those up and steady the rest of your body. And then optional, you can take the knee and elbow in together, slowly, maybe 4 or 5 times, with the goal of keeping everything else as still as possible. Noting how you really have to firm up the core in order to do that. And then we'll take the big toes together and we'll bring the knees wide apart, as wide as your mat. And then reach the hips back toward the heels and stretch the arms out in front. You can either stack your hands and rest your forehead there, or you can bring it to the floor or even the block. Deepen your breath now. And exhale through the mouth, intentionally releasing tension in the back as you exhale. Letting go and bringing in ease with each inhalation. Breathing in prana, breathing in a relaxed state of ease. And then we'll take it back up to table. Bring the knees a little bit closer together and tuck your toes under and lift the knees. Firm up your core. The knees are just hovering now above the floor, and you're getting a nice stretch to the bottoms of your feet. And then very slowly lift the knees a little higher, lift the hips a little higher, taking your time as you make your way into your first downward facing dog. And then very slowly pedal the feet. One knee bends, the other knee bends. Keep your breath flowing, smooth and deep and easy. And then we'll still the legs. Bend the knees a little bit and bring the thighs and the belly closer together. Press the floor away, spreading the fingertips wide apart. Relax your head, relax your neck down. And then see if your heels don't want to come closer to the floor, farther away from your toes. Feel the feet stretching long, the backs of the legs stretching long. And we'll take a big breath in and we'll step the left foot forward, or you can help it with the hand and the right foot forward. And we'll do our first Uttanasana here, our forward fold and standing. Grab onto the elbows with the opposite hand and let yourself sway a bit side to side. Again, releasing the low back, bringing ease into that area. Release the elbows, hands to the floor, and then take a breath in, hands to the shins. Stretch the crown forward. Bend the knees as you exhale, touch the floor, and then inhale for a big sweep up. Bring the arms overhead, hook your thumbs together. Firm up your buttocks so that your back is supported and you can take a little tiny back bend here. Think rib cage and up, extending back, extending long. And then exhale, bring the palms together, bring them over your heart and pause here. Namaste. You can, in this moment here, set an intention for your practice if you like. We're still practicing, it's still September, so it's Santosha September. That's contentment. So bring a sense of ease and of contentment into your whole energy field right now. Sense how much of a percentage of you is content in this moment. Is it 75, 50%, or hopefully it's higher? Just try and get a little sense here of where your mind and body are at. As we continue to practice with a sense of contentment. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, sweep them out to the side as you hinge from the hips and bring your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back and drop that knee to the floor. And come on up with the hands on the front thigh. Steady yourself here for just a moment and then inhale, arms come up. Big stretch up. Grab onto the elbows and take a little bend to your right here. And then straighten up. And a little bend to the left. And straighten up. Lower the hands slowly back down to the floor. And then walk them back. Grab onto your blocks if you have blocks. This is so much nicer to do with blocks. Walk your blocks back and stretch the back of your leg. You can either have the toes up or you can try keeping the toes on the floor. You get a different stretch to the foot and a different stretch to the leg. You can also go back and forth, kind of get both sides. Now walk it forward. Open the heart, open the chest for your runner stretch forward. Really open up the chest, take in a big breath, and we'll go one more time back. Maybe point and flex the toes a couple of times. See how that feels. And then walk the hands forward and release your block. Put your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, and step the right foot back, downward facing dog. So check with your hands that your hands are relaxed and they're wide, the fingers are spread. You're engaging the palms down into the floor, especially at the thumb joint and below the fingers, those joints there. And really reach your hips up high, high to the sky. Nod your head yes, shake it no, release the neck. And then we'll walk the hands, the body forward over the hands into plank position and hold for a breath. And then we'll come down to knees, chest, and chin with the hips up, or you can go straight to lowering Chaturanga Dandasana if you'd rather do that. Bring the hands right under the shoulders, tuck your elbows in close to your body for Cobra pose, or you can take a different back bend of your choice. You could do Sphinx pose, or you could do upward dog. Just lifting the chest a few inches off the floor, gazing forward, feeling the strength in your back, and knowing that however, wherever you're at right now, this is good enough. This is where you're supposed to be at right now. And on your next exhale, tuck your toes and push back onto all fours before you make your way back to your downward dog. Downward dog might be a good place to take a super deep breath and to release it through your mouth, sighing it out again. And then we'll take our step forward with the left foot. Right foot comes to the floor. Bring the hands to the thigh and straighten up the spine. Get yourself steady and easeful. Then inhale the arms up overhead. A nice deep breath, Anjaneyasana. And then exhaling, catching the elbows and bending a little to the right. And upright and bending a little to the left. And back upright. Release the elbows, hands come to the floor. And grab our blocks. And come forward into your runner stretch on this side. The spine is tall, crown of the head reaching up, chest is facing forward, gaze is forward. Deep in the breath, feel that stretch on the front of the hip on the right side, and then wherever you feel it on the left side, probably multiple places. And then we'll walk the blocks back and lift the toes and point the toes. To flex and point a couple of times here. And we'll walk it forward again. Take the runner stretch once again. Take some really deep breaths. Energy moves on the breath. And then we'll walk it back one last time. Flexing the toes, pointing the toes. Back and forth. And walk the blocks forward. Set them out in front of your mat. Tuck your back toes. And step the right foot forward to meet the left. Find your Uttanasana. Standing forward, bend. And we'll walk the hands over to the left side, on the outside of the left foot, and back to the center. And then walk them over to the outside of the right foot, and back to center. Plant the left hand in the floor in front and let the right arm reach up high for your twist. You might want to bend your left knee. That may give you a little more space to flatten your hand down and reach the right hand up high. We'll go ahead and rotate your wrist if that feels good to loosen it and release any tension there. And let's bring the right hand back down and the left hand comes up. Rotate that wrist and put a little bend in your right knee. Good. And release the hand down. Inhale the hands to the shins. In a flat back position, reach the crown forward. And exhale, bend the knees. Bend down, touch the floor, and then inhaling, arms sweep out to the side and up overhead. Thumbs link. Firm up the buttocks and take a slight back bend if you like. That's optional. Everything is optional, really. And then straighten back up. Bring the palms together over the heart. Namaste. And just noticing if there's any thoughts that come up about how that round of Surya Namaskar went for you, or thoughts about anything that seem a little judgy or a little discontented. Just notice and see if you can breathe in some ease, invite some ease into that to counter that thought. And then we'll inhale for another round. Arms reach up, exhaling, hinge from the hips. Bring the hands down to the floor. This time the right foot steps back. And we can drop that right knee down and plant the right hand on the floor. Take the left hand to the thigh and then reach it up for a twist. Optional, you can straighten that back leg if you like. And reach the heel back behind you. Give your calf a nice stretch. Back of the leg, stretch. And then bring the left hand to the floor. Left foot steps back, downward facing dog. Reach the hips up high. Big breath in, and on the exhale, float the left leg up. Reach up to the sky. Stretch the toes as far away as you can. Bend the knee. If you feel nice and steady, you can stack the top knee over the hip. Gaze under the armpit. Maybe circle your ankle and release. And then re-straighten the leg and lower it back to the floor. Right leg reaches up. Stretch the foot away from the hip. Point and flex. And then if you like, bend the knee, open the hip. And gaze under your armpit. Rotate your ankle one way, other way. Straighten the leg and lower it down to the floor. Find your plank pose, tick-tocking the feet back and forth so you come into your plank. And then you can lower knees, chest, and chin down, or you can do Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering slowly to the floor. And then choose your back bend. Cobra, Sphinx, or Up Dog. And breathe. See if you can slow down your breath, especially the exhalation. One more breath. Now as you exhale, slide the hands back under the shoulders, tuck your toes, find your way to all fours, and then to downward facing dog. Reach the hips up really high. On your next exhale, the right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. Plant your left hand on the floor and reach your right hand up high for your twist. And then if you like, you can straighten that bottom leg as well. Press the heel away. Exhaling, the hand comes down and the left foot steps forward. Okay, grab onto your big toes or slip your fingers under all of your toes. Bend the knees as much as you need to. You feel steady and comfortable to release through the low back. Releasing through the low back. And noticing thoughts, noticing any judgments. Noticing if there's a way for you to practice contentment here, to feel a little more content in your pose and your body. Release the toes if you have your fingers underneath. Inhaling, bring your hands to your shins. Reach the crown of the head forward away from the tailbone. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep it up, arms out to the side and up overhead. Hook your thumbs. Firm up your buttocks. Take a little back bend if you want to. And straighten up and bring the palms together over the heart. Namaste. Go ahead and move and release any tension that you feel. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. And then we'll come to a wide stance. The feet a little bit wider than shoulder. Someone was here and then they left. A little bit wider than shoulder width, and the toes pointing out at a slight angle. We'll practice goddess pose with some eagle arms. Inhale the arms up shoulder height, and as you exhale, bend both knees and elbows. Goddess arms. Palms facing forward, and on the exhale, bring the elbows toward each other. Elbows and forearms meet and separate. Try to do this movement in a relaxed way so you don't create tension in the shoulders. And now this time, next time you bring your arms out, straighten the arms and cross the left arm over the right. And you can take just cross arms with the backs of the hands together, or you can maybe wind them around and hold the arms there. See if you can lift the elbows just about an inch or so. Get a nice deep stretch through the back, right across the shoulder blades, the shoulders. And as you exhale, bend it forward just a little bit. Taking the arms now between the legs slowly. You can point them down toward the floor if you like, or you don't have to come that far. Big breath in, and then on the exhalation, slowly start to bring it back up. If you're squat deep, stretch the arms out, release, and then we'll go the other way. The right crosses over the left. Take your twist of your arms, whatever works right for you. Lift them about an inch, so they're about shoulder height. Deepen your breath. And then we'll start to come forward, hinging from the hips. Drop the arms so the fingertips point to the floor. Deep breath. Exhale completely. Drawing the navel in toward the spine, removing all the air from your lungs. And a deep breath in. And with this exhalation, we'll come up slowly. And we'll release the arms, straighten the legs, and shake it out. Take a moment, notice how you feel. We're going to come down and take a little mini Shavasana on our backs. About 1 minute. So lie comfortably, whatever that means for you. If it's not on your back and it's on your side, that's fine. Find some comfort. Starting to slow it down. Inviting a sense of ease into the body and into the mind. You're going to slowly make your way over onto your stomach for your back bend. So it will be yogi's choice tonight. You can do the Sphinx pose here on your forearms like so. You can have your hands under your shoulders and practice another cobra pose like so. Or you can bring your arms alongside the body and bring the arms and legs off the floor for boat pose, Navasana. So take your choice. Choose the back bend you'd like to do. Start with your forehead low. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, move into position. Keeping the body long wherever you are. Think about the spine, the length between the tailbone and all the way up to the crown of the head. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed wherever you are. They're away from the ears. Notice the movement, the belly pressing into the floor with the inhalation. And a slight lowering down, release on the exhalation. And next exhalation, lower all the way down, bring your forehead to the floor, and then turn to the cheek. Release. If you're not already, take your hands together, stack them one on top of the other, and rest your forehead on them. I'm going to have you take 5 breaths in this position, crocodile pose, and feel your belly. Feel the sensations of the breath meeting the floor. Do your best to exhale completely, expelling all the air and taking a deep breath. After about 5 breaths or so, bring the hands alongside the body, press up to all fours, and bring it all the way back to child's pose, sitting back toward the heels, stacking the hands to rest the head there, or bringing the arms alongside your legs. And we'll release child's pose, and we'll come up into our plank position. I'm going to try some rotating plank tonight. If you prefer to just hold the plank steady, whether it's with arms straight or forearms on the floor, you can take that option anytime. So we take a breath in, and then shift the weight onto one arm and lift the other arm up. And then turn so you're going to thread that arm through the straight arm that's supporting you. Do that a couple of times. Take your time. Experiment with it. And then lower the right hand to the floor. And just take a breath here in traditional plank, both hands on the floor. And then we'll try it on the other side. Bring your weight onto the right arm, stretch the left arm up high to the sky, and then thread it through underneath the right armpit and back up a few times. And lower the arm back down. Hold plank for 2 more breaths. And lower the knees to the floor. And make your way into seated staff. So we're going to come into Janu Shirshasana. So the right leg will be straight. And we'll pull the left foot in so that the sole of the left foot is meeting the inner thigh of the right leg. Turn the torso to face the straight leg, the right leg, and inhale the arms up overhead. Exhaling, hinge from your hips, come forward slowly, gently. And when you feel the stretch beginning, let your arms lower down to your leg wherever they land. And pause here and breathe for 3 breaths. Try to take full Dirga Swansana breaths in, 3-part breath into the belly, lungs, and upper lungs. Exhale the opposite way and completely empty the lungs, drawing the navel in. And then allow your torso to soften more and to round forward over the straight leg. If you'd like to add a little twist element, you can reach the left hand to the outside of the right calf, ankle, or foot, just for a little bit of leverage, and then come forward again. Slowly make your way back up to sitting. If you'd like, take a little counter twist to the left side. And release back forward. Straighten the left leg out, tap both legs. Shake them out. Release tension, point and flex. And then bend the right knee and bring that foot in. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, come forward. This side may feel different from the first side. Pause when you feel that tension, that resistance, that pull, probably in the hamstring, maybe in the glutes. Pause there, let your arms relax down to your leg. And then when you feel ready, on an exhalation, round the back, let it melt forward over the leg. And let go. You can slow your breath down a little with some ujjayi. If you like, tighten up the back of your throat slightly. And that'll make your exhalation even a little bit longer. Check in, see if you're holding or gripping anywhere, and try to soften around your jaw and your eyes, your throat. Soften the buttocks. And then you can reach over if you want to have that little twist added. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left leg, ankle, or foot. And again, release. Let go. Bring your awareness to your breath. Nothing else to do right now. Just this. On an exhalation, begin to release, coming upright, and take a little counter twist to the right side. And release. Both legs out straight, shake them out. And we'll make our way into our inversion now, grabbing your block. Or you can bring yourself up to a wall, do legs up the wall. If you haven't already, make sure the block is under the flat bone, around the sacrum. And then lift the legs. Let the shoulder blades sink into the floor, and your arms relax out to the sides, and point and flex the toes. Circle the ankles. And move the legs in any way you like, any way that feels pleasant. And eventually let them be still. Allow the nervous system to be at ease, rest, restore. Allow all the blood, lots of fresh blood to return to the heart. Actually, the fresh blood will leave the heart. Circulate back out to all of your cells. Brain relaxing inside the skull. Spinal cord releasing, relaxing, softening. Very slowly beginning to bend the knees, to bring the feet back down to the floor. Lift the hips, remove the block. And if you have a strap, you may like to use the strap now. Hip and leg stretches. We're going to start with the left foot. So we'll wrap the strap around the left foot and hold the foot up high. And gently bring the leg in toward you. If you don't have a strap, you can just do it with, use your hands instead of the strap. Straighten the right leg down to the floor. Go ahead and bend the left knee, dropping it down toward the floor while the sole of the foot faces up. Bring your hand to the outside of the foot for half happy baby pose. And then take the leg all the way out to the left side. See if you can let that leg completely relax and let go and do no work. And only the hand holding the strap is doing any work at all. On your next exhalation, firm the lower abdomen, lift the leg up across the body, change hands on the strap, and let it stretch out all the way to the right as you roll onto your right hip. Left arm reaching out toward the left side, gazing either up or to the left side. And bend the knee, release the strap from the left foot, recenter the hips right in the middle, and bring the strap to the right foot. Straighten your left leg down to the floor, and gently pull the strap very gently in toward you until you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. And then bend the right knee, drop it toward the floor, sole of the foot facing up. The right hand comes to the outside or the instep of the right foot. And then you just relax that leg. Let your hand gently pull the knee down, the leg down, so the knee moves toward the floor. And we'll straighten out the right leg with the strap. Bring it all the way out to the right. See if you can completely relax that right leg and the right buttock. Let it go. Let it just be suspended there. And on the exhalation, firm up your lower abdominals, cross the leg up and over, change hands with the strap, roll onto your left hip, and gaze to your right. So turn your eyes to face the right side, and then stretch your right arm out to the right side. Again, letting go of the leg in the strap, letting it completely relax. And then on your exhale, firm it up, straighten the leg overhead, and you remove the strap. And then make your way up to sitting. And rock and roll up to a seated position and find something, maybe a block or a blanket, to set in front of you for this feel of yoga, yoga mudra. So we'll take the hand around the wrist and back of you. So either the thumb and the index finger touch. If that doesn't work, then use the middle finger. And now take a moment to straighten the spine, nice and tall. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out. Start to hinge forward at the hip. Very slowly, lowering your step. Bringing the forehead to the block, to the rest. Calming the mind. Once again, considering your level of contentment, santosha. What would it take for me to be content right in this moment? Take a big breath in. On the exhalation, you're going to rise up very slowly. Move so slowly that if someone were to walk in the room, they would think you were not moving at all. Once you come upright, release the wrist and make your way into Shavasana for deep relaxation. Your body temperature will likely drop. You may want to grab a blanket or some socks or sweatshirt. Lying down, maybe on your back if that's comfortable. Finding a very, very comfortable position for yourself. Putting something under your head if you need to, maybe something under your knees, or keeping your knees bent if that's better. And we'll take a breath in, and we'll stretch the legs long, and we'll stretch the arms long, and we'll spread the toes apart and spread the fingers apart. Open your mouth wide and stick out your tongue and stretch everything. Stretch, 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 and release. Allow everything to soften and lower back down to the floor. This time we'll do the opposite. Instead of stretching, we'll make everything contract. We'll squeeze our fists, shut our eyes tight, clench our jaw, scrunch up our toes, squeeze our buttocks, and lift the arms and legs off the floor an inch or two, and hold and squeeze, squeeze, and release. Let go. Allow all the muscles to release the bones, and let the bones be heavy in the floor. Softening, inviting a deep release, allowing your mind to be open and free, like the sky, the bird flying through it. Letting go. Please begin to deepen your breath and bring your awareness back into your body and in the space around you. Wiggle fingers and toes. You might like to take a full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead. Or you might like to hug your knees into your chest. Slowly and with peace, make your way onto your side. Take a breath there, using your arm for a pillow. Take your time as you make your way, eventually to sitting. Breathing in, I am here now. Breathing out, I am content. And we'll close our practice tonight chanting the sound Om 3 times. You can join in with me, or you can just listen and take in the vibration of the universal sound. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Namaste. The light within me bows to the bright light within each of you. Thank you very much for coming to the last Monday night class. Thank you for your practice. I hope you have a great week. I hope to see you at the library on Saturday. 9:30, usual time.
Thank you, Stacy.
We'll miss
You're
you very
welcome.
much
Thank
on
you.
Monday, Stacy.
Yeah, you
Miss
too.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
You too.
You.